Alright, so if you're following along today, go ahead and go to mykw.kw.com and log in. I'll give you guys a moment to do that. Alright, so from the homepage of MyKW, we're going to go into eEdge today to access our marketing materials. So to do that, we're going to go up to our eEdge control panel up at the top center of our page and click on the plus sign next to My Marketing. And we're going to click the first option, that is Create Marketing Materials. This is going to bring us to the Marketing Center. This is where we can access all of our marketing pieces. We can access our email marketing, print marketing, campaigns, any saved designs that we've created in the past, our mailing lists, things like that. But before we actually jump into creating a marketing piece, we want to make sure that all of our contact information that will populate on these pieces is correct. So to do that, we're actually going to go up to the top right and click on Account. And this will bring us to the we're going to click on My Account from here. And this will bring us to the My Account page in eEdge. So on this page, this is where you can find your information that populates on your eEdge website and on your marketing materials in eEdge. So this will populate on any flyers that you create, any drip campaigns, on any emails that you send out. So we really want to make sure that the information on this page is correct. So to edit this page, we can click on the blue edit button up at the top left. And now we can make changes. So things we want to definitely pay attention to: display name. This is the name that will show up on your marketing material, so you want to make sure that this is correct. Over here we have title. So if we want to put like realtor, broker, things like that. Designations, if you have any designations like certified military rehoming specialist, senior homing specialist. If you've taken any special designation classes, you can put that information here in this box. Phone numbers, we have a space for a mobile number and an office number. There isn't a way to change these or change the order, so you can put in either both or one, what have you, but we can't swap these or change out the logos. But definitely want to make sure that these are correct. If you don't want to have your office number on here, you can take that off and just have your mobile number. And over here, this is important, our external email. So we want to make sure that we have an external email in here. This is the email that you actually use for your business. So whether it's your kw.com email, maybe another Gmail that you created, or a custom email like this scott@scottleroymarketing.com, whatever email you use for your business that isn't your eEdge email, you want to put in this box. And then directly below that, when we set this up, we always switch this to external email. We want to make sure that these two are matching. So we want this external email here, and then we want this to say external email in this marketing and reply to box. What this means is on your marketing materials, this email is what's going to display. So in the section down in the footer that has your personal information, this is what it's going to show as your email address. And if anybody replies to any messages or campaigns that you send out in eEdge, the responses will come to this email. So it's really important that we have this set up. Marketing website, this is your preferred website that you're using for your business. This could be your eEdge site, this could be your Playster site, maybe you have another site that you've created on your own. You want to make sure that you have this in this box. Marketing address, make sure that this is your office address and not your home address. And then My Mobile App. When we do your setup, we do make sure that your mobile app code is in here. This is because on those campaigns and any email pieces, there's a little link that says click here to download my app, and it does link to whatever URL is in this box, so you definitely want to make sure that this is here. If you don't have this information here and you don't know where to find it, definitely let us know and we can help you get that figured out. But once this is all good to go, we can click the Save button. And these changes will update immediately. So this will reflect right away on your website and on your marketing materials. If we keep scrolling down, we do, we do have the option to add in social media accounts. Little icons for whatever social media accounts you add in will appear on the bottom of your website and on, on your marketing material. So if you wanted to add something, you can click the Add Social Media button. If you go to URL type and click on where it says Select One, it gives you a few different options. If I wanted to add in an Instagram account, I could choose that and then type in the URL. And once I have this ready to go, I can click Save. And now I will have that little clickable icon on my marketing materials and on my website. And lastly, if we scroll down, we have our Images section. Over here to the left, we have our website image. This is the profile picture used on your website. In the middle is our marketing image. This is the profile picture used on marketing collateral. So this is the photo that will show up on your eEdge campaigns, on your flyers, on your postcards, any marketing materials you create. This is the image that will show up as your headshot. So a lot of the times these are the same. Sometimes people will put in like a PNG file, so if you have the picture of you where the background is cut out, you can actually upload that here. But most of the time, these will be the same. And then over here on the right is the space for the marketing logo. So this is the logo used on marketing collateral. So unless you have a custom logo, whether it's a custom logo for yourself or your team, or a custom logo for your office, you don't necessarily need to add anything in here. KW automatically puts in a logo for you on your marketing pieces, so they put in just a generic KW. So if you add in another KW logo here, it will have two on your marketing pieces and you'll have to delete one. So I'd say unless you have one that says like your office name or you've created a special logo for yourself or for your team, you don't have to put anything here. You could also put a QR code. Those are those scannable little boxes you can scan on your phone. So if you put in a QR code to your website or to your mobile app, people can actually scan those flyers or anything that you create and they'll be taken to that website on their phone. So just another example of something you can add into this marketing logo section. So this page looks good to go. All of our information is correct. So now we can move on to actually creating some marketing materials. So up here at the top, I'm going to click on the marketing button. And I'm going to click the option for Manage Campaigns. Alright, so this is going to bring us to the My Campaigns page. This is where we can see any of the campaigns that you have created. It'll show you any of your active campaigns up at the top, and then any paused or completed campaigns below that. Right now we are seeing all of our campaigns, as you can see here where it says show. It says any status or any schedule. You can actually sort this, and if you want to see maybe only active campaigns, only inactive, paused, or completed, you can change this. You can also sort by schedule, whether that's a date campaign, interval campaign, or a birthday anniversary campaign. But right now it's showing everything. It looks like we only have one active campaign right now. It's our monthly newsletter, and it has one contact on it and one group. So let's go ahead and just set up an email campaign real quick. So to do that, we're going to go over to the top right, and we're going to click the blue button that says Add New Campaign. This page is going to show you all of the different options for the campaigns that you can set up. There's 64 different campaigns. I believe it shows the newer ones up at the top. So a 33 touch campaign, this is probably the first one that most of you will be setting up. This is a campaign that runs all year. It runs April to April normally, and emails are sent out twice a month. This is a great campaign for your sphere of influence. And like I said, this is probably the first one that you'll be setting up. I think it's recommended that you actually set up this campaign first. If we scroll down, the next campaign is a 12 direct campaign. These go out once a month for the whole year, and they're usually sent to people like past clients. So people you want to keep in the know, people you want to keep reminding that you're still around and you're still a realtor, but you may not necessarily want to send them too many emails. A 12 direct is perfect for that. 12 direct campaigns are usually they're either a newsletter, like a once a month newsletter, or a once a month like homeowner tips. Like for example, this one is 12 direct, a happy and healthy home, and it's DIY tips to homeowners. So actually, if we're looking at this campaign, if we wanted to see what the steps actually look like, we can click on this little option here that says Show Campaign Step Details, and this will expand. And if you click on these thumbnails, you can see what the email pieces actually look like. So like I said, these are kind of like DIY home tips. Keep your home allergy free with these simple tips. Just a nice little email that goes out once a month. If we keep scrolling down, there's lots of options for each campaign. As you can see, there's quite a few 12 directs. We do have them for individuals and teams. We have them as just email, multi-channel, which would be emails and postcards, or just print. These would be just postcards. If we keep scrolling down, there's also more 33 touch campaigns. But then we can see our 8x8 campaigns. So these are for buyers or sellers. These are the most aggressive campaigns. So these are for people you really want to be pursuing the most aggressively. You wouldn't want to set just everybody you know up on an 8x8 campaign. These go out once a week for 8 weeks. Like I said, these are for buyers or sellers. So maybe if you have a list of people that you meet at open houses, an 8x8 campaign is a great campaign to set them up on. Keep scrolling down, lots and lots of 8x8 campaigns you can check out. All right, we also have our birthday greetings campaign. If you know your clients' birthdays or anybody in your database, you can actually enter that into their contact information. And then if you set them up on this campaign, they'll actually receive a nice birthday greeting from you on that day. So you can see here, we can check out what those look like. It's pretty simple. And it looks like this runs for 10 years, so that's pretty cool. You can set somebody up on this, and for the next 10 years, they will receive a happy birthday message from you. We also have a mobile app campaign. This is a shorter campaign that encourages people to download your mobile app. You can set people up on this, and then perhaps once this campaign is done, you can set them up on a 33 touch or a 12 direct. And then we have our purchase anniversary campaign. This is for people, past clients. If you put down their purchase anniversary date in their contact information, you can set them up on this campaign, and then once a year they'll receive a nice little happy anniversary message. So there's lots of different options in the campaigns. I'm just going to scroll all the way back up. And we're going to set up a 33 touch. So up at the very top, the 33 touch by your side, this is the new 33 touch for 2018. These do run year-round. I think this one came out in May. They usually run about April to April. They usually finish up sometime in April. And then they release the new campaign for the next year, the following April or May. So what this means is when you set somebody up on this campaign, it's a date campaign. So say you've already set up maybe 15 people on this campaign, and then a month later you set up some more people. Those new people will not go back to the beginning of this campaign. They'll just kind of jump in line with everyone else and start receiving emails on that same schedule. So that's what a date campaign means. The interval campaigns, like these 8x8s, interval campaigns are set up by when the person is added to the campaign. So usually these, the people will receive step 1 usually a day after you add them to your database, and then they will receive step 2 a week later. So this is dependent upon when they're added, and the 33 touches, the date campaigns, just run on a specific schedule. So if we want to choose this campaign, say we've taken a look at the show campaign step details and we like what this campaign is sending out, these 33 touches are usually a mix between a newsletter, like you can see here. Once a month they'll get a nice newsletter of this month in real estate, and then usually some sort of like fun or informative piece. This one has 5 tips for choosing a new neighborhood. So that's what most of the 33 touches are set up like. So if you like this campaign, you've taken a look at all these steps and you think this looks good, let's just go ahead and click choose this template to finish setting this up. It brings you into step 2 first, review and configure steps. I'm just going to go ahead and minimize that by clicking on the title of step 2. If we go up to step 1 and click on that, step 1 is just renaming the campaign. You don't have to rename this. I think this is just good if you have multiple campaigns running and you need to keep track of which one's which. So maybe this is a 33 touch for your SOI group. You can title it that way. But you don't have to do step 1. You don't have to change the title of this. But I made a change, so I'm going to click Save and Continue. Step 2 is Review and Configure Steps. So I'm going to click on that and expand it. And this is going to show us step 1 of 40. And these are all the steps for the campaigns. So the cool thing about these is you don't actually have to go in here and make any changes. They like to say set it and forget it. So you can just add contacts to this campaign, not make any changes, and it will run for the whole year. But if you want to customize this and just make sure that everything looks the way you want it to and make sure that all the information is accurate for your area and whatnot, you can actually personalize these. So we'll personalize step 1. Step 1 is a piece called 3 questions that can help you fund your nest egg. Looks like it's going out on July 26th, so a week from now. You can change the date on these if you click on the little calendar button. Maybe I want this to go out on Monday the 30th instead. The email subject is here. You can actually change this as well. And then if you take a look, you can actually click on this little thumbnail here to see what the piece looks like. If it's good to go, you don't have to make any changes, but maybe you want to spruce this up a little bit. I'm just going to click close. And I'm going to click the personalize button so I can go in and make some changes to this. Alright, so once this loads, we can go ahead and edit this piece. It's pretty simple to make changes to this. You basically just click and change whatever you want to. So say I wanted to change this title here. You can go ahead, I can delete this text, I can type in something else. Maybe I want to change this font or change the color. I'm just going to highlight this. And up here I have my little toolbar. So we have some different options for fonts. Font sizes, we can make this bigger, we can make it smaller, we can make it bold, italicized, underlined, change the color. What have you. You can play around with this. You can change the alignment by going to the text alignment button. Maybe I want this centered. If we wanted to change out this photo here, we can do that. So if I click on the photo, we have a few different options. We can upload an image. We can use some of our own images that we've uploaded, or go to stock images. So if you wanted to choose something from your computer, you could click Upload Image. I'm just going to go to our stock images because they've got some funny ones in here. Let's try sports and activities. Let's do this golfing one. Perfect. So you can see changing out the photos on here is really easy. If I think this is too big, I can drag it and make it smaller. I'm going to go ahead and center this as well. So you can play around with this. Maybe you have a video that you want to add to your campaign piece. You can do that. So just put your cursor wherever you want to add the video. I'm actually going to go down one line from this paragraph. So my cursor's here, and if I go up to the top of our little toolbar, you can add in images as well, a new image, by clicking the Insert Image button. But if we want to add a photo, or I'm sorry, a video, we can click Insert Video. So when you're adding a video, it can't be just a video you have on your phone or on your computer. It does have to come from YouTube or Vimeo. So if you have a video saved on your computer that you want to put in here, and you do have to upload it to YouTube or Vimeo first. So I'll just go to our YouTube page. And I'm going to add our intro video. Scott Leroy Marketing, your digital marketing solution. So when you're adding a video, you basically just go to the video like you're watching it. And once you're on that page, just go up to the address bar and highlight the address, the URL. Copy that. And then when we go back to eEdge, there's a box that says Enter Video URL here. I'm going to paste that. And once we hit the Submit button, you can see it added our video. And I can drag that, make it a little bigger. You can center it. Oops. And there we go. We've added a video to the campaign. So you guys can play around in here. It's pretty simple. Basically just click and edit. Down at the bottom you can see our footer, which has our marketing image that we added in. This is all that personal information from the My Account page that we made sure was correct. But you can change this if you want. Say you want to take out one of these phone numbers. Here's that KW logo that I mentioned. Like I said, they'd plug in just a generic KW for you. And then down at the very bottom, here's that link. Click here to download my mobile app. That's why we added in our mobile app URL. This is our marketing email that we added in. And then this is our marketing website. So once everything is good to go, we can scroll back up. And we're going to click the Save button. You can change this if you want. I'm just going to leave it the same. And slowly but surely it will save. Alright, so this saved, looks good to go. We can click Exit now. So now when we go back to step 2, we're looking at those campaign steps. If we click on the little thumbnail, we can see that this has updated and added in our changes. So that looks good to go. I'll just go through a couple more of these steps really quickly. So step 2 on this campaign is a task. It says, this month in real estate is ready for your edits. So what that means is, like I said, these campaigns are usually, one of the pieces is something like this, that one we just edited, the nest egg piece. And then the other piece for the month is a newsletter. So about a week before the newsletter comes out, or about 10 days, you have the option to make changes to it. So it looks like the next piece they'll get is August 6th, which is another like informative piece, and then on August 14th they're going to be receiving a newsletter. As you can see here, the personalized button is kind of grayed out and you can't click on it. That's because they're still generating information for this August newsletter. So this won't be ready until August 5th. So that's what this task on your campaign means. This campaign step is just letting you know that you can actually edit this. So starting on August 5th, you can personalize this piece. There's some other things on here. There are some other activities. So some of the steps on here are phone calls, and it gives you a script, which is really cool. But basically, you're focusing mostly on those email pieces that are going to go out twice a month. So you can go through this and make changes all at the beginning. Or you can choose not to make any changes at all. You can just say, hey, whatever, doesn't matter. As long as my phone number is correct on there, you're good to go. But if you scroll all the way down, we can go ahead and hit save and continue, and that's going to save our steps and the changes that we made. Alright, step 3, add or remove contacts. It brings you to the groups page first, so you can add groups to the campaign. This is pretty cool. So I have my coworkers group here. You can choose the groups you want to add on here, and I like adding groups rather than just the contacts individually, because in the future, if I add anybody to this coworkers group, they will automatically be put on this campaign as well. If you want to just add people individually, you can go up to the Contacts tab. And it looks like everybody in that group is, it looks like all of my contacts are in that group. So I'm actually going to remove this group really quick so I can show you how to do that. Going back over to the Contacts tab, maybe I only want to add a few people from this group. You can search for contacts here. Maybe you have a really long list. You can actually use this search feature. Sometimes people will call us and say, hey, I'm setting up a campaign. It says I only have 3 eligible contacts, but I know I have a lot more than that. Or so what you can do is, if this box is checked, it's only showing you people that have good emails. So people with valid emails that are working, people that haven't unsubscribed from your emails. So it may not be showing all of your contacts. So if you uncheck this, there you go. You can see somebody, you can see the people who you can't add to the campaign, and it'll actually tell you why. So I'm in here, I'm in the database, but you can't add me over because I unsubscribed. And then of course, say you have contacts with only a phone number, they might show up on here as well once you uncheck this box. But I recommend just leaving that checked so you can only see the people that you can add. But once this is good to go, you've chosen all of your contacts, you can click Save Changes. On the last step we need to take is review and activate. So if we expand step 4, sometimes I get this message which says you have made edits that have not been saved. I believe this is just an error because I'm pretty sure I saved everything, so I'm just going to click continue. Alright, and now we can activate our campaign. So it says up here first, once a contact completes this campaign, automatically add them to, and then we have a choice of these other campaigns. This is really great for the shorter campaigns. This doesn't really make sense for the 33 touch because this is going to run all year long, and then once it's finished you'll probably just add them to the 33 touch for the following year. But say this was an 8x8 campaign, a campaign that only ran for 8 weeks. Once that finishes, you can choose to add them to another campaign like your monthly newsletter or maybe a 33 touch that you have set up. But I'm going to just click None Selected since this campaign is pretty long. These people won't be finished for, 9 months. Alright, we do need to check these boxes. This first one says I've reviewed this campaign and its recipients. Basically, these people are opted in and you're not spamming them. And then this other box, you can include showcase properties on these email steps. Whether that's your listings or listings from your office, you can actually add those to the bottoms of each email. But once this is good to go, I'm going to click Activate Campaign. And there we go. So now you can see directly below our newsletter we have our 33 touch that's running. We can see some cool information on this page. We have the campaign name, whether or not it's active. It'll show us how many contacts and how many groups are on this campaign. If you click on this, you can actually add groups or contacts directly from this page, which is really cool. You don't have to go all the way back in to add people. So maybe I forgot somebody, or maybe I just want to add this group now. Maybe I want to add group 25. I can click on that, click Save Changes, and now we can see there's 4 contacts on there and 1 group. It'll show us the steps, so it looks like there's 25 emails for this campaign, and then 15 activities or reminders. No postcards on these campaigns, that's why these are gray. Next campaign, if we wanted to set them up on a campaign after this, like we just had the option to. You can change that and click one of these. Performance. If we click on this performance button, this is pretty cool. We can see some more information about the campaign. It'll show us all of our steps and how they're performing. It'll show us how many people have opened your emails, clicked on them, if they bounce, and how many unsubscribed. So really cool information here. I'm just going to click the back button. And then duplicate. Maybe you've put a lot of work into creating a custom campaign and you really like it. You can actually duplicate that and then maybe send it to different people. I think what this also does is you may be able, maybe you had a campaign that finished and you want to run it again, you can hit the duplicate button. So that's about it for campaigns. I'm going to go ahead, if you wanted to turn this campaign off, you can click on this little button here and that'll pause it. I'm going to go ahead and delete this campaign because I don't think my coworkers want to receive these emails. So I'm just going to click on the title again. And this will bring us back into the campaign where we just were. It always brings you into step 2, but I'm going to scroll all the way down. And if I go back to step 4, review and activate, over at the bottom right, there's a button for delete. So I'm going to click on that, yes, delete campaign, and it's gone. So the next thing we're going to do is create some marketing pieces. So if we go up to the top of our page and click on marketing, we're going to go back to our marketing center. This is going to bring us into where we can access our different marketing materials that are available. I'm going to start with email marketing. So let's just go ahead and over here on the left under Design Library, I'm going to click Email and Video Marketing. Alright, so right now it's showing us every single email and video marketing piece that we can create, which is a whole lot. So 487 different results. Basically, any step in a campaign can be sent as like a one-time piece. So maybe you have a campaign and you really liked step 10, it was a really cool email, and you want to just send that out to some contacts individually, you can do that. So you can come in here to the Design Library, and the search option box on the left is going to be your best friend. It's really going to help you be able to sort through all of these results. So right now we're in Design Library. If you click on Save Designs, this is going to show you any of the pieces that you've created in the past. So actually that piece that we just created in that campaign, the one we customized, that's going to save in our Save Designs. So you can see this is actually it right here. But I'm going to go back to our Design Library. Right now we're looking at email and video, so make sure under type you have the right option selected. And then down on collections, you can sort through this by clicking on a specific collection. I like to just leave this on all collections and use this search box here. So maybe we want to see a piece for buyer, for buyers. So I think actually if you search buyers, it's not going to give you as many results. So I typed in buyers and hit enter. It's only showing me 12 results. But if we change this to buyer, so if you want to change your search, you want to search a different word, make sure that you click the little X next to the word you searched previously to clear it out. So now we're back, 487 results. I'm going to search buyer this time and hit enter. And there we go, 117 results found. So lots and lots of options here. I'm just going to click on this one here, 5 ways I will simplify your home buying experience. This one looks good. So you can take a look at this. If you think this is ready to go and you don't want to make any changes, you can hit the Compose Email button. Or you can go in and personalize it. I'll just do that really quickly again. So I clicked on Personalize, and this is exactly the same as editing those campaign pieces. All right, so this looks good. We're in here. We can make some changes. There we go. Maybe I'll change out this photo again because I just love these stock images. The animals are my favorite. Ooh, maybe this gorilla instead. Here we go. Here we go. All right. So you can come in here, same thing as before, make your changes, play around with this. But once this is good to go, we can click Save. And make sure that you're clicking that Save button as often as possible because this system does sometimes freeze. And I know I've had a couple times where I've worked really hard on a piece and then it freezes and I lose everything. So make sure you're hitting the Save button. But once you've saved this, you can click Exit. And this looks good to go. So, one thing to note, from here we can click Compose Email, which we will do, and we can send this out to our eEdge contacts. But say you like this piece, and maybe you want to print it, or you want to post it on Facebook, or email it out through maybe your Gmail, you can do that. So what you can do, on the print pieces, which I'll show you shortly, there is an option to download a PDF. But since this is an email piece, it doesn't give you like a true printable version. But you can work around that. So once you have this preview over here on the left ready to go, if you right click on this, you can do Save Image As. And save this to your computer. And it's going to download a JPEG for you. So now when we open this bad boy up, there we go. We have this JPEG. So this piece you can do a bit more with. So you can post JPEGs on Facebook. You can post this on Instagram, Twitter. You can put this in the body of an email through maybe your KW email or another email that you use. You can print this, what have you. So, oops, let's get that out of there. That was my hotel reservation. So you can now do more options with this rather than just compose it in an email through eEdge. But let's say we do want to send this out. We're going to hit Compose Email. And slowly this will load. Here we go. And as you can see, if we scroll down, put this piece into the body of an email. It looks kind of hazy because you can't make changes to this. So if you wanted to go back and edit this, you will have to go back to that page we were just on. Because this is HTML optimized, we can't make changes from directly in the email. But up here we can add in our contacts from our eEdge database. You can start typing them in if you want. Or if you click the To button, same sort of thing like in the email campaigns where we can choose our contacts. You can search for people, you can sort by status, maybe you only want to send this to leads, or if you only want to send it to a specific group, you can go through here and check the boxes for those. I'm just going to add everybody over. It'll pull them from the left to the right. And I'm going to click Save and Continue. We've got our emails in here. If we scroll down, if we want to add in those showcase properties, you can click Include Showcase Properties here. And then I'm going to click Include Social Media Links. So if we go down, you can see our social media links are here, and then it's going to put in some properties for you. So if this looks good to go, you can go up to the top and click Send Now, and this will be sent out to your contacts. Sometimes there is a little bit of a delay when you send out these e-edge messages. I think it can take up to like 10 to 15 minutes for these to be sent out. So if you do see something and it hasn't gone out right away, just kind of hang tight and it will go out. I always recommend for these type of pieces and for the campaigns to put yourself on there as well, so you can see exactly when they went out and what your clients are receiving. But I'm just going to go ahead and cancel this and go back. And I'm going to click back to search, and we will create a print piece really quick. So when you go back from that way, it takes you into the Save Designs. I'm actually going to switch back to Design Library. I'm going to clear out this buyer keyword. I want to see all the pieces. If I scroll down, right now we're looking at email and video, but let's go ahead and take a look at print. Ooh, right now we're looking at email, video, and print postcards, so I'll just uncheck that as well. So for print, they did change this. I don't love this, but when you choose print, you don't have an option to see all of print. You have to do print and then pick one of these options. So 204 different postcards that you can send out. Same sort of thing with these. This is a cool little trick. Maybe you like whatever this piece says, help you sell, but you don't want to actually send it out as a postcard. Maybe you want to post this on Facebook. Click on this. You can, of course, personalize it. You can actually download the PDF, which is cool. But maybe you just like this piece like this. You can save this as well. And then that'll save on and then you can post that on Facebook or social media, what have you. I'm going to go back to search. So those are some postcards. There's also some flyers in here. Flyers and different letters. Greeting cards. These are nice. Guides. This is where you're going to find your listing and buyer presentations. I know you guys are looking for these quite often, so they're in here. Super cool. And then they have some business card templates as well. But let's just put together a flyer really quickly. So I chose flyer. And let's go ahead, let's go with this one. All right, so here's our flyer template. Cool thing about these is if your IDX is set up properly, so if your account is properly linked to the MLS, you can actually just pull in the information from MLS directly into this flyer. So if it's hooked up, you'll have the option to type in here. If it's not set up, you won't. This will just be like grayed out, I believe. So I'll just start typing in an address. And once you choose the listing, you can put in, when you're doing this, you can start to type in the address or the MLS number, and it should be able to find it. But now we can click Personalize. And once this loads, there we go. You can see it actually pulled information directly from MLS. So it plugged in some photos for us, it plugged in the office address, some specs, the property description. It says list price $2,000. That doesn't seem right. Maybe that's rent. So you can play around with this. So maybe these photos, they didn't put in the right ones, or you don't like these. You can actually switch these out. So you can click on the photo. If you want to crop it or trash it, you can choose these buttons. But if you want to replace the photo with something else, you can click on the replace button. And same sort of thing, we can upload images, we can choose stock images, or now we have the option to select from MLS. And we can go in and choose a different photo. So easy enough. Sometimes this does plug things in kind of funky. Like sometimes if the property description is really long, it'll run all the way down into the footer. These print pieces are actually a lot easier to edit than the email pieces. These ones you can just grab stuff and move it around, which I like. So you can play around with this. You can add in shapes if you want. I use this a lot. Sometimes on these pieces there's elements that you can't remove. Like this footer. Well, it looks like this footer you can, but maybe you don't like this footer. Maybe that circle's kind of funky. I'm just going to delete that. Maybe I want to add in just a bar at the bottom. I can add in this little shape. Change the color. And now, watch this. If I push this to the back, ta-da, we just changed the footer. So this shape button is really awesome for covering up things that you don't like on these. I know sometimes these templates are just kind of funky looking. So you can use that shapes button to kind of mask things that you don't like and change the color of things, what have you. So we'll just play around with this and try to make it look a little better. Whoa, that was way too big. There we go. So let's say this looks good to go. We like it. We can click the Save button. Change the name of that. I usually make it the property address and click Save. There we go. And now I'm going to click Exit. Let's hope this worked. Okay, so sometimes when you cover things up with the shapes and you hit Save, it does rearrange it. So I'm just going to go back and fix this really quick. These things do take some tinkering, so I'll go ahead. Interesting, it says it's backwards, but let's push that. What is going on? Well, so what I'll do instead is I'm just going to click everything and move it forward. So these backward and forward buttons, these are just rearranging the order of everything on this page. So let's see, if I move this down now, there we go. So let's try saving that again. Sometimes, like I said, you just got to play around with this. It can be a little tricky. There we go. Alright, so once this is good to go, same sort of thing. If you want to post this or email it in the body of an email rather than attaching it, you can right click here and save image as and save this as a JPEG. But since this is a print piece, we now have the option to download the PDF. So I would recommend this. If you download this PDF, it'll give you a nice, crisp, print quality version of this. And then you can take that to the printer and print your flyer. They do also offer printing on here. I can't speak to the quality or the turnaround time. I've never ordered through them, but I know at my office sometimes agents would just buy like a nice pack of paper on their own and then use our office printer. So since you have downloaded the PDF, you can do that. So that's how you can create a print piece. Just go back to search. And now we're in our Save Designs, so you can see all of our saved pieces here. So that is actually about it for today. I know we went over quite a bit, but that's the basics of creating marketing materials and creating campaigns in eEdge. So we're going to wrap up for today. If you guys have further questions, feel free to reach out to us, or we will have this class recorded and put on YouTube shortly after the class is finished. We also have shorter videos, so if you go to our YouTube page, youtube.com/ScottLeroy Marketing, I think it was over here before, you can use the search option on this page to search for anything. So maybe you want to just watch a short video on setting up campaigns. If you come to our YouTube page and use this search option, like I'm just going to search campaign. And it's going to give us all these videos on setting up campaigns. And it looks like here, how to create an email campaign, add or remove contacts, and delete a campaign. Looks like we made a new video about 5 months ago. So feel free to use our YouTube channel to look for more specific things if I didn't go over it in class. But of course, feel free to also email us or call us if you have further questions. But that is about it. So thank you guys. I hope you enjoy the rest of your week, and thanks for sticking around and watching our class with us.